G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be changing out these freaking ugly headlights. So bought some new headlights a while back and just haven't had a chance to fit them yet, but I'll be whacking those new bad boys in today. It is Monday, so back to work tomorrow, so not going to do too big of a project, just get those headlights swapped out today. And I was going to do them when I do the cooler, but I thought I might as well just do them now because every time I look at the car I just freaking cringe. They are so disgusting. Next video, I'm going to be moving the battery and putting the fuel pump relays and the trans fan and stuff. I'll probably run them through the ECU, make them ECU controlled. So I've got staged fuel pumps, and obviously the fan only turns on then when the car's running and stuff, just to make it a little bit easier on the battery and stuff. So yeah, today just headlights. I'll see if there's anything else I can sort of get done today as well. Once that's done, see if I've got any more time. May chuck it up on the hoist and re-drill the Turbo 400 shift position sensor, just so I've got park again. And also I will get my dipstick tube out, just so I can try and match something up. And whether I buy a new dipstick off eBay, like a used one, you can't buy brand new anymore, or whether I just measure it, find out the length of it, try and find an OEM dipstick like Coyote or something maybe the same length, and can buy something new that will just still fit in the same hole, and go from there. I'm pretty sure FG ones don't fit. I think you can buy FG ones new still though. So if maybe they're longer, maybe we'll cut one down or something. Anyway, we'll rip into these headlights first, get that all out of the way, and then see what else we can get done today before the day runs out. Alrighty, so gonna rip this out, take the grill out, then there's gonna be screws down here. On your car, you may have an under tray, mine does not. So there's about 100 bolts that I don't need to remove there. And then once the bar's off, it should just be headlight out. So have not done a BA bumper in, I'm gonna say 15 years at least. So let's see if I remember where all the screws are and see if I can get this done without breaking anything. The only thing holding this side on was one tech screw in the wheel arch through that hole there. The only thing holding this side on was 2 screw bits and 1 tech screw. Ding, bumper gone. Alrighty, so this headlight's missing a screw, but also she must have been pretty wobbly. So it's missing something else. Oh no, just loose down there. Beautiful. This one missing a screw, but tight. Anyway, there's a trans cooler. It's got a thermo switch on it. Just don't know what it does. Might have to follow that wiring and see where that goes, because it may actually have a ability to either turn the fan on based off temperature or something. It's probably just a temp readout for a dumb gauge, but I'll probably yeah, I don't know what I'll do with that. Maybe we'll put that into the Haltech as well, just as an extra sensor, just to see what the cooler's doing. Now the wiring to these is a little bit gross, and the cooler piping is right there, so just going to unbolt them, pull them out and unplug them that way. And then when I put the new headlights in, I'll sort of just do it the reverse. Alright, so that was pretty easy. Obviously just undid the Parker. It's like the low beam, the high beam. Sorry, that's high beam, that's low beam. This looks very gross where someone's extended the boost pressure sensor. Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting. Now, the boost pressure sensor doesn't actually do anything in this car because it uses the map sensor to assess the boost levels for the boost controller, whereas in a factory car it would use the boost pressure sensor. So what I may end up doing is just removing this wiring and just putting some terminal ends on them, like some butt connectors or something, and just taping them up for now, just to terminate them, just to keep them out of the way, because I'd rather not have extra wiring for no reason that doesn't really do anything and is just really gross. Alright, I wasn't gonna do anything with the battery today. I was gonna do a battery relay next weekend, but given whatever that switch is doing goes up through here, and then I can't really follow it from there, so I'll probably pull the battery out at least, and just have a look at what's going on. I'm probably going to be disgusted, absolutely disgusted by what I find, and I'm probably going to end up removing the battery into the boot. So we'll at least just pull this out and see what we find. Yeah, I get distracted very easily, and let's just see what we find. But I might stay on task and get the headlights sorted first, and then start looking into that. I generally can't ignore shit like this, so obviously it's had a little bit of a hit here too, but it's nothing too major. Might look at, I don't know what's supposed to be there. I think they've cut off all this stuff. There's a big panel normally that sits here, but yeah, someone's done that really badly. Doesn't really matter. I'll probably just paint over the rusty bits and move on. All right, the story's starting to make more sense now. I have a feeling that maybe it wasn't in a hit on that side. I think just some absolute spoon brain has tried fitting cooler piping really badly, and they've had to just belt the living hell out of this to make it fit. Just absolutely the sort of dodgiest way to do that. Anyway, we're going to address that once we do the different cooler, because this tiny little piece of junk's going. But yeah, we'll deal with that when it's time to deal with that. Just going to change these headlights for now. On the plus side, there's 3 joiners on that pipe, and there's a couple on the other one, so I shouldn't need to buy any pipe or joiners when I do change the cooler. Hopefully there's enough materials there to just repurpose it all and get it done. All right, it's a bit gross today and starting to rain on me, so I'm probably going to just back this into the workshop just to get out of the rain and get going. Alrighty, back in the workshop now. So I just snip the wires off this, just leave that like that. That goes to the intake pipe here, just in here, which apparently a zip tie is enough to hold that. So I'll probably either blank that off with a different cap or get rid of that zip tie and put a hose clamp on it. But yeah, that can stay there for now. It's not really in the way too much, but yeah, that's pointless once you go to a Haltech and use the map sensor for the boost. The boost sensor is now deleted, and we're just going to use a vacuum cap on that pipe with a hose clamp now, so that that will cap that, and one less failure point. No hose running over, no wiring going all over the place, so be a little bit neater. So, God, that looks so much better being stock. Now, next problem. I bought these with globes. They come with LED globes already fitted. Problem with that is that they don't run an LED indicator. So you're meant to put your factory indicator in there, the halogen ones. Problem with that is these headlights, they run a different style indicator. It goes in the back, and that's only got 2 lock tabs. Factory one has 3. So these do not fit in those, but had a bit of a brainwave, and thank God I kept them. These are the spare taillight harnesses, and I have checked this indicator one does fit in the new headlight, so I'll just have to snip the 2 wires off, and obviously just, yeah, once they're snipped off, just do my own connection. So I might just put like a Deutsch connector on them or something, get rid of the factory plug entirely, just go to a Deutsch connector, and then that's all done. So I'll get that started on now, and yeah, that'll probably be done off camera because you've seen enough of me crimping wires and whatnot, but yeah, we'll get that done and put the headlight in. Well, sure, I'm glad I moved inside because it's pissing down now. Now also, yeah, just got some DTM connectors. Before I commit to crimping them on, I'm just gonna put a globe into the holder, put that into the housing, and then just put that onto the battery and just make sure that it does sit up high enough in the housing and all that and lights up properly before I commit to crimping on the connectors. So I'll just get that done, and then I'll show you the sort of finished product. It's just a little fiddly because there's not a heap of space, like it's, the wires aren't very long, they don't really stick out of this hole. So anyway, they're crimped, let's put the connector together. Alright, so connector assembled, pins are in there. We got green to that side with the connector at the top, green to that side, same deal. Alright, so these headlights are starting to actually defeat me. Sounds stupid, but this headlight won't go in. It's because the Parker is touching the cooler pipe. So I'll pull that Parker bulb out and see if it goes in. At least worst case, if I just got one Parker out, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, this obviously, they put this cooler pipe in after those other crap headlights were already installed. So this, yeah, because they just have like wires hanging out of them, not an actual plug. Still doesn't fit. So now it's the actual, like we're still miles off. Now it's the actual low beam. It's the actual low beam housing or whatever. The other problem I'm running into as well is this won't go down because it's hitting, those adjusters are hitting the catch can. That's never gonna fit. All right, so I've had 5 minutes to cool down because I was starting to get really mad. Really mad. Anyway, so look, I think the plan here has got to be these headlights are going to have to wait until I do the cooler, and I'm going to have to redo the cooler piping both sides like completely, which means that I am stuck with those god awful ugly headlights. So I'm just going to have to go back to the other plug for the indicator for now. So yeah, just gonna basically put it all back together. So all of this was effectively for nothing, but now at least I know what I need to do when it's time to do it all. I'm gonna have to change all the piping, I'm gonna have to put the cooler in. At that point, I'll probably also be changing the catch can. I do not mind this catch can, it's nice and out of the way, but when I tried draining it, there was nothing in it. So I actually don't know how effective it is, whether it's actually doing anything. But then I think, well, if I do another new catch can, I'll probably do another rocker cover with bigger fittings. Then while I'm at it, I'll probably do a Toomey plenum and get rid of this top half. So it's really gonna snowball from there. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. So we'll just have to probably play this one by ear and probably just come up with a better plan and do this another time. All right, so obviously I have put the DTM plug on there. So I've just backed the housing off this. I just got some more pins. I'm just going to make an adapter now to go to this, because obviously I can't go back to my, wherever I put it. I think I left it in the other room. My original plug for this. So I'm just gonna use some just crimp on spade terminals onto that. And then at the other end, I'm just gonna crimp on some new DTM pins, use the DTM connector, just so that this doesn't get chopped into, because obviously when I do sell these headlights, at least, you know, someone wants them, then they don't have to do any wiring, they can just plug everything in and it'll just work. So just thinking of the next guy is usually the best way to do a job. All right, so connector's built, that's just gonna go in here, that goes onto the old plug, put it all back together. Well, look, on the plus side, that headlight no longer wiggles, so at least we've done something. Also taped over that and deleted the rest of that. So what I will actually now do, I definitely just remembered that I have a bonnet cable, so I'm halfway there already. Yeah, so I will probably go get this bonnet cable and rip this latch out, and the only part of the step I still have to pull apart is I've just got to pull that wheel arch liner out. So hopefully I can either see through this hole here if it's actually attached anyway. If it's not actually attached, I'll just tape the new one to the old one and just pull it through. And then yeah, I'll get a new cable fitted, and hopefully that will mount to the fuse box. The fuse box is broken, but hopefully the revised cable fits on there and still attaches. Obviously, this doesn't have really pushed out adjusters like the other one that I was saying, and this high beam section is what was really hitting. So that this is obviously the other side headlight, put that one back in already, but yeah, there was a lot more clearance like right here with this one than with the other one, and obviously the Parker is just that rather than actually hanging out down the bottom of that. So yeah, unfortunately these are the only things that fit with that cooler piping, but we'll be changing that cooler piping so we can put the good headlights in. Really starting to wonder about this car because I'm encountering the strangest dumb things, right? Bonnet latch, see that? Someone's actually bashed that down, that bit. That bit has been smacked down this way so that cable can't come out. I've never seen that, and I've changed probably 100 bonnet cables in my life. So I've got to try and jam something in there to bend it back up so that I can get the cable out. I can snip the cable, sure, but then I won't be able to get the new cable in. All right, snip the cable so I can get in there better. Gave it an adjust with a screwdriver. So that should work now. It was also absolutely disgusting. So Just going to go clean my hands and then route the cable the other way, and we'll meet it back here. So I'll probably just have to jack the car up, take the wheel off. Otherwise, let's look in here, see if we can see if that cable actually runs through those clips. Actually looks like it might not go through those clips. It's supposed to go through that white clip there, I believe. So we might be able to just tape the new cable to this one, push through the firewall and pull it through there. Right, we are back in here again, so everything out, seat belt, rear trims, crap everywhere. Get all that out of the way. And we can access down here, the bonnet cable. I'll be able to, I'll just cut that grommet off and route that backwards, tape the new cable to this, pull it through, see what happens. Also just realised that this fuse box is missing everything. That's not going to attach at all. It's completely missing the mount. But at least if it's just hanging around, it's easier to pull the cable rather than just yanking that little ball on the end of that. Obviously these fuse boxes are no longer available through Ford, so that's a pain in the ass. Right, fast forward a little bit, guard liner had to come out because it was just jamming up in here. So just running the new cable now, that's just starting to come through. That's the new one, sticky tape to the old one. So I'll go in the cabin and push that through. All right, new cable routed, grommet is through the firewall. Just got to clip it up. Now, my arch liner was really gross. I'm just going to chop a big chunk of that out just because it'll improve airflow for this transcooler. I'm not too worried about like something flicking up and damaging the transcooler because it's got a fan and stuff in the way of it anyway, so it should be okay. About time I had a win, so that is all connected up. That can get bolted back in. Everything's tucked away correctly. And located in the little locators in the guard. God, that guard's disgusting. Someone did a home buffing job or something. Anyway, gets all buttoned back up and probably leave it there unless I find anything else that needs my attention. That'll a little bit of a wipe down, just make it a little bit less gross for the next time I need to get in there. So it's still feral, but yeah, it's a little bit better. So that's the front of the arch now. It's a little bit neater, just one continuous little cut rather than patches and holes and stuff in it. Alrighty, so we've used all new clips for this everywhere, so everything is as secure as it can be. It does just have one little flap here, but good ventilation there for the transcooler. Everything is nice and secure, going to stay secure for the long term. Well, there we are boys, back to these disgusting headlights. Anyway, front bar's all back together. Just going to go back to the old drawing board in regards to that. Just need to weigh up whether or not I want to go to a Toomey plenum. If I'm changing all this cooler piping, I might as well change the plenum because I sort of want to change it. So I may end up selling this Plazzy plenum and the lower. There is an Aeroflow fuel rail and I also have a Plasma Man fuel rail for it. So given the fact I've still got my fuel issues, I'm actually really contemplating replacing both the pumps, the Pierberg pumps, going a Toomey plenum with rail, changing how it fits, because this is feed at the front, feed in the middle, return at the rear. Probably rather go return in the middle, feed from each end. Seems, in my head, that seems a little bit better for flow. And then yeah, may just do a Toomey plenum, redo all this cooler piping on both sides, fit the Plasma Man cooler. Then at least I know that the car is actually spot on. Because right now it just weighs on me knowing that it's just dodgy. But yeah, anyway, it's not the end of the world. It's just routed funny on this side, and then obviously I can't fit my headlights. So it's not the end of the world, but the fuel pressure issue is still there as well. So it might end up fixing all that at the same time. Probably move the catch can as well. I don't love that one. I kind of like the idea of it because it's pretty hidden, but I may just end up doing something else entirely. I have seen one that's sort of, once you go to a different plenum that sits down lower, the catch can sit here. I do like those style, but yeah. Anyway, I'll try and get this dipstick out. It's pretty far in, but I'll see if I can screw something into that and pull that out. All right, it's about time I had a win. Dipstick out that little hole. I was able to put a pick in there and lift it up. Didn't have to drill it. What the advantage of that that's a complete dipstick. So I'm going to glue it for now and see how that goes with just glue, because I can still get it out even if it breaks again. So I'll just glue it for now, and I'll look into trying getting a brand new one. Had a little brainwave while I was waiting for the dipstick to dry with the old super glue. I think I might stick one of my extra little YouTube logos right here on the front of the rocker cover. The old YouTube logo did move a little bit, but good enough. Just going to clean the seat belt so it retracts better and put this all back together and just go home defeated with my tail tucked between my legs. All right, so got the dipstick back on, painted it black because I hate yellow. Looks a lot better. Engine bay starting to look a little bit neater. So obviously next step will be, battery in the boot. Make the bay a lot neater doing that. When I do the cooler pipe, I'll probably get it all fabbed and then get it powder coated as well. I just like seeing all black, it just looks way better. Probably won't bother coating the turbo or anything, but if I do replace that with another one later, I will coat it before I fit it. Alrighty guys, so that's it for today's video. It was a shit one. I really struggled. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. The show will go on. I'll get this video out and start again next weekend with some fresh ideas and get some more motivation and get it done.